I'm Dr. Stephen Gundry. I'm the medical director and founder of the Center for Restorative Medicine and also the International Heart and Lung Institute in Palm Springs and Santa Barbara, California. I went to medical school at the Medical College of Georgia, and I spent 2 years as a research fellow at the National Institutes of Health in cardiology and heart surgery, and then I came to Michigan to finish in cardiothoracic surgery. I went for another year in training in children's heart surgery, pediatric heart surgery at Great Ormond Street in London, England, the hospital for sick children. I pioneered minimally invasive heart surgery, I pioneered robotic heart surgery, I invented a way to protect the heart during heart surgery that's still used by most surgeons in the world. At Loma Linda, I became the professor and chairman of cardiothoracic surgery, and I became very famous for operating on people who basically were hopeless. They had no options. People would literally do a tour, and the Mayo Clinic, Columbia, Texas Heart Institute, Stanford, and they'd go with these inoperable situations and present their case to an idiot surgeon like myself, and one or more of us would say, yeah, okay, I'll take you on. When I was in medical school, autoimmune diseases were known about, but they were incredibly uncommon. So people have heard about rheumatoid arthritis, that's an autoimmune disease. Psoriasis, that's an autoimmune disease. Lupus, that's an autoimmune disease. Hashimoto's thyroiditis, that's an autoimmune disease. And we've thought it's a mistake that the immune system is making, that the immune system that's designed to protect us from viruses and bacteria was attacking our own cells by mistake. So it's an self immune attack. Because 50 years ago, nobody had issues with their gut. Nobody had autoimmune diseases. Now, everyone has issues with their gut, and it's shocking that everyone has an autoimmune disease. And that's a brand new occurrence. It did not exist 50 years ago. Why is what I've spent the last 25 years investigating. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said 2,500 years ago that all disease begins in the gut. And 80% of the immune cells are lining the gut. And what are they looking for? They're looking for things that come through the wall of the gut that they don't want in you. I and now others believe that heart disease, coronary artery disease, is an autoimmune disease where we attack the lining of our blood vessels. Diabetes, even type 2 diabetes, is an autoimmune disease. I can assure you that Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease is us attacking our own brain. And it's all because of the activation of the immune system, because of things that are happening in the gut. We know that 100% of people with autoimmune diseases have leaky gut, number one. 100% of people with an autoimmune disease and leaky gut have antibodies to all the various components of wheat, rye, barley. 70% of people have antibodies to the components of corn, 70%. Now what amazed me was once we sealed leaky gut, once the leaky gut was sealing, then these antibodies to wheat, rye, barley, oats, corn subsided. So that, let's say a year in, there are no longer any antibodies to wheat, rye, barley. I've been at this now for 25 years. I know what works for most people. I know what doesn't work for most people. I want you to take the list of no foods And I want you to do your darndest not to eat those no foods. Why are there no foods? Because for 25 years, I can tell you that these are the troublemakers. Half the benefit of this program is giving people a scientific way of measuring who's their friends, who's not their friends in terms of the foods they eat. Or how do we modify your not so friendly foods so that you can eat them? Can we ferment them? Can we pressure cook them? And that's part of the program. One of my patients from the Bay Area who had Hashimoto's thyroiditis and psoriasis, lovely lady. And she, on our program, her Hashimoto's went away, her psoriasis went away, all the plaques went away, no medications. And a few years ago, she and her husband took the kids to Italy, and she had pizzas over there, she had pasta over there, she had bread over there, and none of her psoriasis came back. And she said, wow, Dr. Gundry's cured me. I can have this stuff again. I'm so happy. She comes back, and within 2 weeks, and she said, I'm gonna have pizzas here, I'm gonna have bagels here, I'm gonna have bread. 2 weeks, she's on the phone, and she said, you're not gonna believe this, my psoriasis is back. And I said, tell me the story, and she tells the story, and I said, you started eating our stuff. They don't have it over there. And I see that over and over and over again. So we've produced the perfect storm for leaky gut. We've sprayed all of our food with glyphosate. All of those grains are fed to our animals that then have that in their flesh. We've killed off one of the biggest defense systems we have, which is our microbiome. They want us to be healthy. We've killed them off with our antibiotics. People still don't know that 70% of the antibiotics that we make in the United States are fed to animals to make them grow fatter and faster. And those antibiotics are in the flesh of those animals. And so when we eat those animals, we kill off one of our main defense systems. We've created the perfect storm.
So we truly are what we eat.
We are what we eat, and we are what the thing we're eating ate. Stop suffering with your health and leaky gut. Come to Gundry Health. We're here to help. Sign up at gundryhealth.com. We'll find out the degree of your leaky gut, the foods you're sensitive to, and more importantly, my folks will take you through the program that'll fix it. If you have an issue and you're not getting resolution from your healthcare providers, come to Gundry Health. That's what we're here for, to get you the help you need. Visit my virtual practice at gundryhealth.com.